bad. Maybe people are getting the wrong idea that it was scary and graphic and gory. It wasn't.
No.
It's got Bill Paxton in it. It's got a great supporting cast of characters.
Yeah, Renee Russo.
Yeah, she was great in there, and it just...
Haven't seen her in a long time.
And she played her part so well, and it left you unsettled at the end of it, though.
Yes.
That was my feeling and stuff. I enjoyed watching it once. I wouldn't give it a high recommend to rewatch.
Right. Well, I don't think... Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of like... even if you liked it and thought it was good, it's kind... I don't know about the rewatchability. I don't know. Maybe... It's got a lot of really great reviews on here. These people look like they could watch it over and over. Mm-hmm. So... But for me, I think you liked it better than I did. Maybe. I mean, I was engrossed and I was interested and it kept my attention, absolutely. Yeah. But it was also, it was kind of a slow, I don't want to say a slow burn because that's not quite, I don't know. It was a little slow maybe for me. Just the kind of movie it was. I don't know. I'm trying to say.
Well, here's what I'm thinking.
That's why I don't want to watch it again. Just because, okay, I would rather watch something else.
I gotcha.
Because it wasn't, super exciting or...
I think you were also waiting for something to develop and happen, something more significant.
Would that be fair? Me personally?
You personally?
Well, he was up to no good. I like Justice.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You kept waiting arguably for him.
Waiting for Captain America or Rorschach to come sweeping in and say, you're a bad person. That kind of doesn't happen. So that leaves you, it's very unsettling because it's like, oh, yeah, there's people like this out there.
Yeah.
Hope you don't
cross paths with them. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, I mean, it was definitely different and quirky, and it definitely had that independent film feel to it.
A high recommend for your sister, yeah?
She couldn't wait for me to see it, yes. But it was interesting, because I called my sister the next day, and I said, okay, I finally saw Nightcrawler. And she was like, oh, what'd you think? And I was like, it was, it was weird. It was different because she told me, oh my gosh, it's so different. You have to check it out. But then when I talked to her more about it, I was like, well, first I said, I like to connect with a character. I could not connect with Lou. Mm-hmm. I just really couldn't. I wanted somebody I was waiting for, I don't know. I was just purely a spectator just watching this thing unfold. I couldn't get involved in the story, but I told her, I didn't like him. And she's like, well, no, I don't think you're supposed to. And it's like, no, yeah, you're right. You're not. But she kind of agreed with me and sort of act like she felt how I did, even though she was like, oh my gosh, I saw this movie Nightcrawler. You have to check it out. I think she was just wanted to hear my opinion or see what I thought of it. Because she wasn't like, oh my God, it was awesome. I loved it. What, didn't you think it was great? It was just, oh my God, you got to see this
Here's this weird thing that we can see and discuss.
Yes.
Same thing with our other friends that I was mentioning earlier and stuff. He saw it, and like I said, the look on his face was just priceless as I sat there and watched him think about what to say about the movie.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. So, what would you give this for a rating?
I guess I could just say that I liked it.
Yeah?
I didn't really like it, and I didn't love it, so I guess that's 3 out of 5.
Okay. Well, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5, and with a low recommend for rewatchability, but I think you should see it once. If you're at all interested in current events and just the media, because like you said, he is collecting these things for the news. We think about all the terrible things that we see in the news, but they use that same tagline, if it bleeds, it leads. And that's a terrible way, but that's the sensationalism, especially with the internet and just the way the news goes and stuff. It's bad news that travels the fastest, and it's what everybody seems to want to see for the most part at this time. So
right. And we didn't really talk much about the story. I don't know how much. I mean, I remember when I saw the previews, I was like, okay, I got the feeling that this guy was creating trouble so that he would have something to film, and it wasn't quite that.
Not quite.
But he was manipulating things.
Yeah.
So that's just, like, what a dirtbag, you know. But he was he was a sociopath, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely an interesting character study.
Yeah.
I guess that type of movie. It's not big excitement. It's not big horror. Don't expect, a lot of action and whatnot. But yeah, if you're interested in something different, I would totally recommend it. Because it's just weird enough. And if you like Jake Gyllenhaal, well, you may not like him after that. I forgot it was him when I was. Well,
that's good because you can go on to watch other things with him in it now.
Yeah, I was like, ew, I'm just watching some sick, creepy person. Yeah, he did a great job.
He really did.
And everybody did. And Bill Paxton was kind of a jerk. He did a great job. There's nothing he can't do, I don't think. So it was fun seeing him. And again, Rene Russo was great. And you definitely get a look at the inside of it because she's the head of a news.
Head news, yeah.
Yeah, she does have a boss above her, and her job is always in jeopardy if she can't get the ratings.
Right.
So you do get a little glimpse at the inside of possibly what a news station deals with. You have to sensationalize things.
Especially in the huge market like L.A.
Yes.
And Hollywood and stuff.
And this was supposed to be a smaller station that was kind of struggling. So she was kind of pushing the blood and the things that the news are not really supposed to show you. She was really pushing it and trying to get those ratings. And so they were kind of a match made in heaven, I guess.
Well, it was made somewhere. I don't think it was in heaven.
Yeah, I almost said a match made in hell, but she just was looking for ratings and job security, and he was looking for money and a date. So she's like, no, thank you. I'm old enough to be your mother. But you got the feeling they had some creepy relationship going on because she says a couple things that it's like, oh, okay, they've maybe been dating, but they don't show you.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird. So just all of the interactions this guy has with everybody are just really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, oh my God, you have to see this. But yeah, if you want to.
If it sounds interesting based on what we told you, definitely check it out.
Yeah. I'm always up for a creepy person movie. I mean, I majored in psychology, Yeah. I was sitting there analyzing him the whole time.
Well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I chose psychology for a reason. I'm interested in people and what they do and why they do it.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to know a little bit more about this guy's history.
Yeah.
But he's alone. He has a plant he waters every day.
So
that's it.
Yeah. So let's move on then.
Okay.
And get to our garbage in, garbage out.
Alrighty.
All right.
Potato out of you. That's what we're going to do now. Don't change the channel.
So I'm just going to start by saying it's hard not to pan the movie Pan.
Oh my gosh. That
poor turn of phrase perhaps, but man, that was a really bad movie.
Pan was no damn good.
That's pretty strong words coming from you.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. Yeah.
Too bad. Huge money. I mean, big sets and lots of computer effects and so on. But wow, we couldn't even talk about where it went wrong.
Yeah.
For being a kid's action adventure or whatever,
I don't know.
It just wasn't very good.
I've got to, wait a minute, what? I'm sorry. I just saw a 1-star review on it and something about being a Catholic. I had to go back and This person gave Pan 1 star and said, I'd always loved the Peter Pan story, but as a Catholic, this is a very disrespectful movie. I was very disappointed. I guess the nuns in the beginning.
Oh, man.
Because he starts out in an orphanage with the nuns. The nuns are... It's a fantasy movie. Come on.
And taking the money and so, yeah, it had a definite identity crisis there.
I mean, I guess if I was a nun working in a boys' home in that environment in those times, I'd probably sell them to pirates too. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, everything was wrong with this movie. It would take me probably 3 hours to talk about it.
We won't do that. Let's talk about some things that we did enjoy.
But you know what though? Because of like it looks awesome and the effects and it's fantasy and it should have been wonderful. Mm-hmm. Netflix tells me that they think I will give it a 4-star review.
Well, they're wrong.
They're super wrong.
You're wrong, Netflix.
Super wrong.
Wrong.
It has a lot of 1-star reviews, but overall it still has about 3 stars in an average, so.
Yikes. Well, at any rate, things that we did enjoy. What did you think of Childhood's End?
What? Childhood's End.
Childhood's End. That's a tough.
I really enjoyed that.
Surprisingly, it was surprising because it was a 3-part miniseries on sci-fi.
Right.
And you can tell we haven't done one of these for a while because this has been a few weeks back now.
Yeah.
But
well, it sat on the DVR for a few weeks over the holidays.
A lot to build up to, but
yeah,
it was good. It was really good. It makes me interested enough to read the books for sure.
Well, same here, and I've already bought them, and they're on my Kindle. So
there you go.
Help yourself, or I could read it to you if you like.
Okay, we might do that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The first 2 nights I enjoyed the most.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, the third part of anything, sometimes you're waiting to find out what's going on. And there was like a little bit of weird things in the end where like I didn't quite understand, but it was a book. They left a lot of stuff out. I'm going to read the book and I think I'll appreciate it a lot more.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say it was one of those things where watching Childhood's End, even at the end of the first, I wanted to look it up and I wanted to learn more. I was that anxious to get into it before it even aired. I didn't.
Right.
I waited till the end. I got us a few answers there towards that, but I think, you're going to need to read the book to really absorb everything.
Yeah, or at least just jump online and,
get the Cliff Notes.
Yeah. Look at the ending explained, do an internet search, the title of the miniseries with ending explained, and I think there's a lot of good stuff on there to explain it.
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't know it, it made sense, kind of, I guess, but it was kind of like, that was sort of a weird, tidy wrap up there.
Yeah.
Like, overly simplified. I just know there's a lot more going on than what they were able to show us.
Gotcha.
It was good.
Another show that it's been off now for a while, but we finally caught was Into the Badlands.
Yes, what did you think of that?
I liked it a lot.
Me too.
And got to like it more the longer we watched it. I mean, it was only 6 or 8 episodes or so.
Yeah.
Relatively brief. Didn't really grab me the first couple of episodes, but we did go through the whole first season of it, the full series, and it definitely improved.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
And one final thing to talk about for Garbage In, Garbage Out, and that is we finally saw Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yes, we did.
What did you think?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was...
Good?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Fan fiction. It was like good fan fiction. Not bad, you say saying fan fiction implies like saying amateur. Amateur people think it's bad. Amateur just means for the love of. You know what I mean? So if you say something's amateur, doesn't necessarily mean an insult. When I'm saying fan fiction, not necessarily an insult. It's just like good fan fiction, not great fan fiction. It was so similar. I enjoyed it. It was okay, but it felt a lot like I was watching, episode 4 again.
Right. No surprises.
Nothing that really stood out.
Okay.
And it's
not a huge, awesome, complicated story.
No, I could see them setting things up for, maybe for 2 and stuff, and things will maybe be more later.
I think it'll get better. I do think it'll get better.
I think so too, but there was just so much. It was so